Hello folks, and welcome to Big D's Shade Tree Guitar Workshop. Today we're working on checking and setting the nut action on a Yamaha FS800C. It's a great sounding and playing little guitar, but I'd just like to get the action down just as low as I can get it. I'm kind of a light picker, and I like the action really low. So I'm going to try to get the nut action down as close as I can get it, and I'm going to try to get it to 16 thousandths here, really all the way across on all the strings. So I'm not exactly sure where we are, so I'm going to take my feeler gauge here, set to 16 thousandths, and measure underneath the first string there, and got just a little bit of little bit there. Like the fifth string is probably got the lowest action. None of them are really bad off, but I'm going to try to get them right down there to right down to 16 thousandths, and see, she plays a little better. I think I've got the saddle set just about low enough. It might can go down just a little bit lower, but I want to get this nut action set before I drop the saddle in lower. I've got some fret files, but my fret file's a little bit too wide for the high E string, so I'm going to try one of these little one of these files is pretty. I think it may have a, not that one. One of these files I think is slimmer than my fret file. There we go. And when you file in a fret or a nut, you file in the nut, you want to make sure you go at an angle down sort of in the same plane as the peg head, so that the last point of contact for the string is the very front edge of the nut. So I'm just going to hit this just a few times and see if I get a little lower. Doesn't take much. And this one was, I mean, my high E only needed just a very small, shoot, closed up my feeler gauge. I gotta find the 16th again. There's 16 thousandths. I don't know if I made any progress there or not. Got the wrong file. One side of this file has got a little bit sharper than the other, so just trying to use the smallest I can find. I'll show you my fret files here in a minute. The one that's for the first string is just too wide. We just kind of try to sneak up on it here. We don't want to go too far and be having to fill that in. I got a full ring there. I'm not sure I've made any progress yet, but I've already got one other guitar that I cut the nut a little too far, and maybe making a video on how to take super glue and baking soda and fill in a nut that's been cut too low. I don't want to have to make two videos of that. I want to get it down just to where it buzzes pretty consistently on that feeler gauge. If I've made any progress yet, I really can't tell it. But I'm still going to go very slowly because I just don't want to go too far. Like I said, you can build them back up, but it's not ideal. Well, I'm close. Let's see what we got here. I was really wanting to put a bone nut and saddle on this guitar anyway, but I don't really want to do it because I think I'm right where I want to be there. I can tell a good bit of difference there to the next string too, so I'm hoping the playability is improved. I think the same file will be just about right for this second string as well. If the file's getting clogged up, it's not wanting to cut. Worked on these once before just a little bit. They were, when I got the guitar, it was a lot worse than it is now. I played it for a while and I just decided I'm just going to go ahead and try to get it right down there where I wanted it. Let's keep moving. Moving awfully slow here, but I'm not charging by the hour. This is my guitar. I guess I can go as slow as I want. Felt like that was doing a little cutting there. Let's just see. It's ringing a little bit, but I want to get a little lower. We'll go one more time. Another thing to think about when you're cutting your nut here is you want the angle of your file to be going straight toward the peg head where the string winds. So this one goes pretty straight. These first two go pretty straight on this guitar, but see when you move here to the middle two strings, they are going out in a Y pattern. So you want to cut those angles just a little bit out of direction so the strings don't bind up when you're tuning your guitar. I think I'm going to stop there on that one. Move on over to the next. Another thing, I know I should have it in a neck rest, but here's my guitar. This one, I believe, was the highest string as I was measuring across there. So it's got the farthest to go on the cut. Let me go to my fret files here. This is still a little bit wide. I've got one more, but I can't find it. I'm just going to stay with the same little file I've been using. Seems to be doing pretty good. Keep in mind, it just doesn't take much. Let's see where we are. I'm going to go just a little more, but it's not going to take much. We'll go again. getting close. I can't tell I moved it at all. Now here's my smallest fret file, so I'm going to try it. I think it's going to be better for these. Should have been on it the whole time. Not sure how much that's cutting, so go kind of slow with it. Not that much. Still, I'm going to go real slow. It's easier to take it out than it is to put it back. Well, we're close. We'll get it one more time. Perfect. One thing I want to do as I go here, I didn't do on the first two, is I want to take some pencil and put into the groove. Helps the strings to slide when you are tuning, so they don't bind up in the nut slots. The pencil graphite works great. I'm sure there are other products, but pencil works great. Everybody's got a pencil laying around. Alright, 3 down, 3 to go. Well, I wish I could bring you in here. There's some funny looking scratches. This is practically a new guitar. I've had it about a month. There's some funny looking scratches here on the fingerboard. I may try to bring you in here. It doesn't look like I keep my fingernails cut pretty close. It doesn't look like fingernail scratches. Anyway, let's check it first. See how far we got. I think this one has got the farthest to go. I think I said that about the last string, but I'm pretty sure this one is when I worked on the nut before, I hadn't adjusted the saddle, so I didn't want to get too low. I was afraid when I adjusted the saddle it might cause some fret buzz up here, so they're kind of back and forth. I know that's not going to be low enough, but it's got a ways to go. I'd say we're probably about halfway there from where we started. One, a two, a three. If any of you know what that's from, what old commercial that's from, post that in the comments. A one, a two, a three. Might show your age. If I back that string off a little bit, that'd be a little easier, but why would we want to make anything easy? I'm going to hit it one more time. It's awfully close. Well, that one's down there now. Hope it's not too low. If it is, I'll be bringing you back for how to build up a nut slot once you cut it too low. I've already got one guitar over there. I've got an old Epiphone that I've got the nut slot cut too low on the high E string. Buzzes a little bit. Boy, it plays sweet, but it's just got a little buzz when it's open, so I need to fix it. Just playing around and cut it too low. This file might be, I'm gonna try it, might be too narrow for this slot, but we'll see. Well, it's awfully close. I think I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to check my low E before I already checked it before, but may move it just a little. Put my pencil in this slot. electronic size file. I think that's all I'm going to do there, because it didn't need much. I'm going to go ahead and put the pencil. I feel pretty confident I won't have to pull it back out. I'm going to leave it right there. Well, I'm going to tune it up to pitch and we'll play it just a little bit and see how she feels. Give you a quick look at the little scratches I was telling you about up on the fretboard. You can kind of see them there if I turn the light. Let me move this other light over here a little bit. Maybe you can get a better look. Maybe a little too much, but I don't know. It looks almost like, I don't know, it's just some odd looking scratches there. Now if I play it enough, I'll wear those away. Fill them in with dead skin one. I haven't oiled the fretboard yet. I will when I change the strings out for the first time, but anyway, just thought I'd bring you in, let you see that. Got her tuned up pitch. Before I play it, it's a Yamaha, just a little cheap Yamaha. It's got the cutaway and has the electronics. Got the built-in tuner, and I think it's the sandburst color. I thought it was kind of a unique color, different from any guitar I had at least. It's a smaller guitar. I've got a dreadnought, so I just kind of like the feel of the smaller guitar, something different. So I got it. They started about $200 for the one without the cutaway and the electronics. I think this one was about $300. But I played a lot of guitars in the price range, and I didn't really find any that had the sound and playability as this little guitar. So anyway, just a quick demonstration. I'm certainly not a very good guitar player, but I do know how to make a few chords. It really chords like F. It's kind of hard sometimes to chord up there. Now that I got those strings down there, it really plays a lot better. And action is low enough to play bar chords all the way up the neck. Pretty happy with that. One thing that I didn't talk about is after you do you get your nut slots where you want them. You really want about half of your string protruding through the top of the nut, and you can see here I may have to cut the top of the nut down just a little bit, but just take a file and cut that down, and that's a job for another day. I'm thinking about making a bone nut and a bone saddle to go on it anyway, so I'll let that job wait for another day. Appreciate you tuning in.